Oh. Yo. We on? We up on here? Yes, we are on. We are on. What up, everybody? It's your boy Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And for those of y'all that don't know, once again, because I've only said this 3 times, to speak your thoughts or lose your mind, basically, it's just saying if you don't say what's on your mind, see, it's going to be all balled up and stuff, right? You know, you get all frustrated, and then when you finally blurt it out, it's going to be a hell of an argument or something like that. It might be some negative energy. So if you speak what's on your mind, you know what I'm saying, you can settle a lot of difference. You can compromise on some things, you know what I'm saying, and just leave out with a positive note. With that being said, speak your thoughts or lose your mind. I'm your boy, Royce Massengill, you know what I'm saying, and this is Royce's Rant Live. And like I posted the other day, you know what I'm saying, I was asking, you know, some young ladies to kind of chime in and stuff on the show, and you know, we're just trying something a little different. You know, we're gonna have, you know, some guests on here that that's gonna be on the Skype, and we actually got another one that's gonna be on the call at the same time, kind of a 3-way thing. And you know, once we figure some things out, man, we'll find a way, you know, where we can transition, you know, both of these, you know, individuals to get their own, you know, video rights, because they're very beautiful young ladies here, and I'm gonna introduce them here in just a second. You know what I mean? So first and foremost, the topic of today is, you know, why do bad guys or bad men, bad boys, why do they attract good women? So, you know, I've got, you know, some good feedback from other women saying, man, this is going to be like a good topic here. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I got a story to tell myself, you know, but I will bleed that in, you know what I'm saying, once we get these 2 young ladies on here in just a second. So anybody that's watching right now, man, like, this is a good topic. Y'all said it's going to be a good topic. I'm going to need y'all to, you know, get on this page. Y'all watching it right now. And I want you guys to share this. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give y'all like 30 seconds to share this stuff. You know what I mean? Just to pass it around, because I need women's input on all of this. You know what I'm saying? I need women's, excuse me, I had to turn that down. I need a woman's input on this big time. Definitely the men. I don't know what it is with the men. I don't know if y'all don't like expressing yourselves. Y'all don't want to tell y'all's little secrets or whatever, but it's time to turn some things around and see what's going on. So, Mr. Producer was a Josh Lovett. Everybody, y'all follow Josh Lovett. That's and on Instagram it's I am Josh Lovett. And on Facebook, it is Josh Lovett. That's Lovett. You know what I'm saying? That's the producer of the show. Are we ready to bring these people in? Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, all right. Asia, do you see my cue right there? You know what I'm saying? You can go and turn up your audio. I'm going to introduce these 2 ladies right here. The first whom you're going to see on the screen right now is Miss Asia Brim, and whom I also have on the line, and she can also unmute her phone. I have on the line. Oh, we got her? Okay. All right, so we got Asia Brim on the line, and we got Miss Ashley Smith on the line. They're both respectively calling from, what was that? Oh, okay. Is your video on, Asia? You may have to turn your video. Yeah, I can hear you though. I can hear you. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, give us a second. You know what I'm saying? Give us a second. But hold on, guys. I know y'all waiting. You know what I'm saying? We getting ready to bleed them on in a minute. You know what I mean? Is Ashley? Can you hear me, Ashley?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay, cool. So right now you're hearing two beautiful voices right now. All right. So we're getting ready to bring. Oh, she is on. Okay, Asia Brim is on, as y'all see her, and we got Ashley Smith on the phone lines. And once again, I saw we couldn't, you know, get these guys on here simultaneously, but we're gonna figure out those things. You know what I mean? And so first off, we're gonna go with Asia, since you guys are seeing her first, real quick. First, I want to say how you guys are doing. Y'all doing fine?
Great day today. How you doing?
Man, you know, just hanging in there,
Was
just
it?
hanging in there. You know what I'm saying? Ashley, what you been up to?
Man, nothing much. Just been working from home with everything going on with the coronavirus and just
Yes,
trying to stay healthy and safe.
man, I already know. All right, so so has everybody been quarantined like they supposed to, or y'all ain't scared of shit?
I do what I want to do.
Uh,
This
yeah,
ain't
about
stopping me.
that.
I feel you on that, man. I feel you on that. So, Asia, we're gonna start with you, man, because you know, I met Asia actually, man, just really through social media, man. I saw a lot of work that she was doing, and she was doing some work with some people we were doing some work with. and you know what I'm saying, we connected like on some other outside sources and stuff like that, and we've became nice little social media buddies. You know what I mean? And I've been keeping up with her, and seeing the work that she's done, even from her photography to her modeling and then fashion shows and all this stuff. So keep everybody, bring everybody up to speed on what you're doing, what you've been up to, and how'd you get to this part where you're at now.
Uh, I'm a military veteran, so I've always been a raw artist, and being in the military for 10 years and 4 deployments, I wanted to get back to what made me
Mm-hmm.
happy, and I'm a single mother of 3 girls too, by the way.
Ooh.
So it's a good thing to be back home with my girls. But I wanted to get back to what made me happy, and that's being art and staying active. So I get into all aspects of art, get into film production, creative director, photography, modeling,
Mm-hmm.
acting, you name it. Like I just love creating.
Okay, okay, okay. And the creator you are, you know what I'm saying? If y'all don't know anything about Asia Brill, y'all need to check out her page. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Very artistic, very out the box. You know what I'm saying? You could just look at her right now. It look like she's about to come out with a Lauryn Hill album right now or something, man. You feel what I'm saying? Incredible artist, man. And then we have Ashley Smith, man. Ashley Smith, what's going on? Man? Actually, Asia slightly introduced me to you. You know what I'm saying? Just with some of the work that you're doing, and she kind of sparked my interest on everything that you guys are collabing on right now. So why don't you tell the people out here, what you've been up to and what got you to where you are right now?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, my name is Ashley Smith. I'm currently the director for student athlete development at the University of Tennessee. So I'm responsible for helping all of our student athletes with their career and professional development.
Okay.
And then also I had the opportunity to partner with Asia. We are in a forex company where
Okay.
people are making anywhere from 500 to 100,000 per month. So
Ooh, money.
we have just hit the ground running, even though we're making a lot of money.
Okay, now black folks like to hear that. Hold on, you got to repeat that one more time for the people in the back that didn't hear nothing about them dollar bills. Say that one more time.
Yeah, you heard me right. So Asia and I are in a forex company
Okay.
where people are making anywhere from $500 to $100,000 per month. So,
Ooh.
a time like this during the coronavirus is a great chance for an opportunity to help people obtain financial freedom and prosperity. And so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I definitely like that. I mean, and then, like I said, man, like I'm not here to bust nobody's balls or anything like that. Because sometimes I'll play devil's advocate in a sense. So let me ask you this real quick. When it comes to what you just spoke about right here, like a lot of us can get very skeptical about what I'm saying, things to make money, ways to make money and stuff like that. And I know you deal with it as far as trying to convince or explain to people that this is a good opportunity to invest in. Like, how have you dealt with people that were antagonists? Am I saying that right? About the situation, like how
Yeah,
do
sure.
you switch them to think positive on how it can affect them?
Yeah,
You
so
want to
I
start first,
think
Ash?
that at the end of the day, scare money doesn't make money, right?
Ooh, okay.
And so, yeah, and so I think it's just a matter of what we do is that we try to invite people to learn about the opportunity that we're involved in and to be a part of it. But
Mm-hmm.
we're not in the business of convincing people. At the end of the day, we're not just to sound bad, like we're going to make our money regardless of who is and who isn't with us.
Okay.
And so we just want to make sure that when we are making the money that we desire and having the life that we want to live, that we can look back and say, well, we did at least invite family and friends, like we did give them that opportunity. And whether or not people got in the boat, that's totally up to them, right? It's kind of the same as like with Noah's Ark, right? Noah
Right.
told everybody the flood was going to come, but at the end of the day, people had a decision to make whether or not they were going to get on the ark. And the ones who got on, they did well, and the ones who didn't,
Like that.
unfortunately, that wasn't the case.
I hear that, and I mean, so what ways do you explain to the people, Asia? You know what I'm saying? I've dealt with Asia one time when we were connected through another system or whatever, and I got Hey, see my boy Josh over here
Y'all back
laughing.
there laughing.
Hey, but because because what you see about it now, like this stuff is now it's on the news. It's funny, and now that it's on the news, people are talking about, oh,
Hmm.
the scam and stuff like that or whatever. But like, I got to see firsthand how Asia, works, how she worked with the people and stuff like that, and you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of learned a little bit off of you. Like, okay, well, let me see if I think I had a little taint, a little job to kind of explain to people the best way that I could because I definitely understood it. You know what I'm saying? But like
Hmm.
now from your side, like okay, I'm hearing how Ashley presents it. Like, do you have the same mentality that she has on that? Like, what is your approach?
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, like what's hurting people right now while they're in poverty is they just have a lack of knowledge. That's all.
Mm,
We grow up in low mentality atmospheres, and a lot of us can't help that.
yeah,
It's up to you to change your mentality.
true,
It's up to you to change your mentality. So you either go up or you go down.
true.
But if you're sitting here still thinking it's a scam, I mean, it's being used all over the world. All businesses use, what you call it, residual
Right.
income. And I look at it as good karma. When you are putting someone onto a good business, and you got to make sure it's a good
Yeah.
business. When it is a good business, you're helping them out. You're helping your people
Yeah.
out. Share the wealth. That's how we look at it, and that's what we do with our company. It's good
Hmm.
quality. You're learning a skill that you can do at
Hmm.
home
Yeah.
yourself at any time. Triple your money, double your
Yeah.
money.
So why do y'all think that it's harder for I just why you think it's harder for black people? Why do you think that we are so skeptic about things like this? Like, where do you think that comes from?
Well, we've been scammed for years, decades.
Mm. Mm. So there's a little. So is there a little like Ashley? Is there a little empathy or sympathy, whichever word I don't know which one I'm using right, but in what Asia just said, do you guys take that into consideration? You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all deal with the antagonist of opportunities like that. So do y'all keep that in mind when it comes to something like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we try to meet people where they are, right? And at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. And I think part of what we do is that we try to educate people on the opportunities that are out there, especially as it relates to learning a new skill set with this business
Mm,
before it's
absolutely.
trading. And then at the same time, um, to the network marketing piece and, money that can be made through that. And so, and I think too, part of it is just people having an open mind. And I think sometimes when people have been in businesses like this, they've had bad experiences or they've heard, you know, whether something is a scam or just whatever. And so we try to just educate people and make
Yeah.
them aware of the opportunities and let them know that, hey, if other people are making this money, like think about it, $100,000 a month, like who wouldn't want to make that kind of money? And so we just
Right.
try to give people the tools and resources that they need to say, hey, this is what people are doing to be successful to get this money.
Hmm.
We would love to partner with you and give you that opportunity as well. And then we also just allow people to make whatever choice and decision they feel is best for them. We're not in the business of pressuring people. I like to say it's an invitation and not a solicitation, right? So, like, whatever people choose to do at the end of the day, we give them that opportunity to make the choice and decision that they feel is best for them.
I dig that. I dig that. So
And you just not learning forex trading. You're also learning to be a leader. You're also learning to
yeah.
grow. But you got to want it. You got to put in the energy too. Like she said, we're not accepting everybody. We're not forcing this on you if you don't want it. You got to want
Yeah,
it.
I mean, that makes sense too because, and and before we get into to this topic, because I want y'all to get this off your chest because people need to know that. But like, we do the same thing in the work field. You know what I'm saying? Like, we work until we get paid, right? And then even if sometimes in jobs, like you have to convince people to buy a product. Now, this product is not even yours. This is the boss man's product. You know what I'm saying? That he wants you to sell. And we will do those things because of the circumstances that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, if I don't do this, then I don't get paid. So, like if we had that mentality with other things like you guys are speaking of right now, everything does require work. I think what I was watching in the past when we were doing those these prosperity things, it was more of like trying to And you know what? Now that I get it, Asia, now that I'm going back a little bit, like I could see the frustration sometimes because of just trying to convince people what they're already doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And complaining about how they're getting paid when it's like, okay, well, now we can hold you. You can hold yourself accountable by the money you make. All you can do is blame yourself for not making. You can set the level.
Exactly.
You told me yesterday. You can set the levels on how you want to be. If I just feel like a $500 a month right now, so I just feel like putting in this kind of work right now. I do this, you know what I mean? Or shoot, I'm feeling money today. I want to get these 3,000, get this popping, So it's definitely
And the blessing with it though is that it's not just you; it's the people that you bringing in,
yeah,
and they're bringing in people.
right. Hey, some of the
So
people are
it's not
telling
just you building.
Asia to lower your phone a little bit, man. I think people like looking at your face. They said
Oh,
tell her to lower her camera a little or whatever. Like,
okay.
no, you're good though.
Thank you. That was sweet.
You're good. That was sweet, y'all. Okay, so Ashley and Asia. That's a nice little, ring to it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe y'all should have a show together. Real talk. But here we go. So the topic of tonight. All right. And it's funny. I brought this up before, but I think I worded it different. But the topic of tonight is why is it, and this is vice versa. Why is it that we see the bad guys? I'm putting quotations around it. Seem to attract the good women in a sense, or vice versa. Um, a few people have chimed in and stuff in my inbox. I mean, this is a pretty good topic. Let's talk about this. I'm like, cool. So, what better way, what I'm saying, to get these two prominent females on this line and for you guys to kind of share your experience of maybe what you've been through or what you've seen, other friends, been through as far as analyzing why does it seem that way? So if anybody wants to grab that first question, you know what I'm saying, we can go in chronological order or whatnot. Um, why does it seem that way? Why are those attractions uh so common or not? Who want to go
Well,
first?
first
You
off,
want to
I'll go
take
ahead
the
and say
first
something.
one?
You go ahead, Ashley. Can you hear me? I'll go ahead.
Okay.
So, we all have issues. We all go through something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's your responsibility to heal. I'm gonna start there because a lot of people don't take the time to heal.
Mm-hmm.
When they don't take the time to heal, they're not loving themselves like they should. They're not woke enough to see whatever they may be going through. They can't see that this person may be toxic.
Mm. Hmm.
So when you're going through something like that, you have to realize, some people can take it, but it's a certain extent on loving yourself. Like, would you do that to yourself?
Hmm. No, I wouldn't do that to myself. No, I wouldn't.
And it's we also have to, like, what is a bad guy?
Okay.
Everybody looks at it a
Okay,
different
okay.
way too.
So let me give you a scenario then, because I
Okay.
definitely don't want this to get general. So I might throw in some hypotheticals then. All right, and you might have experienced this, or you might have seen this around. You know what I mean? So, all right. So what I would consider, let's say, the bad boy is we're gonna go the cliche route right now. Cliche route. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Is your normal. You know what I'm saying? Hood cat. You know what I mean? In and out of jail or something. Maybe not even in and out of jail, just a little street cat, you know what I'm saying, just on his hustle doing his thing. He ain't really the 9 to 5 type guy. And he does unorthodox things to get money. It may not always be illegal or anything like that, but might not be legal, but either way he gets his money. And he may have to do some bad things, you know what I'm saying, to get what he needs to get to provide for the family or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go that cliche route right there. Like, what do you think attracts a woman who is not about that kind of life, right? What makes her attracted to that particular kind of guy?
Because most good women, we feel like we can change that person.
Mm-hmm.
We feel like we can mold them out of the streets, which sometimes, it does work, but a lot of times it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
They pretty much showing you who they are.
Yeah.
But they're thinking, and like I said, they may have not healed from another relationship. So they thinking, this is love. Like, oh, they buying me things and they haven't healed. They realize, like, some women are good with that, So they might not be bad. But for the ones that do attract him. It's also, to me, it's like survival mode. You know, he's in like survival mode,
Okay.
and they tend to look for the women. You know, the single mothers with kids because they know they're going to take care of them. I've been in that situation before myself when I was younger.
Hmm. Okay. What about you, Ashley?
So I can't hear Asia the best, so hopefully I'm not repeating anything she said. But I think sometimes in situations like that, I think regardless of what the guy is doing to get the money, I think if he's schooling you, if he's able to kind of provide the finer things in life,
Mm-hmm.
maybe you're jet setting off to different places. I mean, what woman kind of doesn't want that, right? And so I think sometimes we easily look past maybe the red flags or like the bad qualities and probably say, hey, this
Mm.
probably isn't the best guy for you because he's able to provide or maybe he's able to give us attention that we haven't had in a while. And so we're like, oh, we'll just kind of, turn a blind eye to this, that, and the other because in the heat of the moment or at the time, we're enjoying his company. We're enjoying, the affection, the time, the attention that he's given us.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Hmm. So all right, I'm gonna get nosy. All right. Yeah. Y'all could tell.
Okay.
Y'all could tell. Y'all could tell me yay or nay. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Have y'all
Okay.
had Have y'all had this experience before that you're speaking of right now?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
many
for
of us
sure.
go through it.
Yeah. So does
Hmm.
that does that have to do with what you guys are going through? Because you know how they say you are what you eat, or you are who you attract, or who you are attracted to. Like, do you think that that has something to do with maybe how your life was at that moment?
For some women, not all. Like some of us, we grow because we think, all this is real love. We don't know. Some of us, we grow up in homes not knowing what real love is. So when you meet someone like it, and like Ashley explained, we're thinking like because he's doing all these things for us, he must love me.
Mm.
That's our younger state though.
Mm.
After a while, you're supposed to get out of that.
Hmm.
Otherwise, you're taking yourself through hell. You have to heal. You have to heal. You got to learn to love yourself and realize, this ain't it.
Interesting. What about you, Ashley? Has this is have you had any personal situations like this?
Yeah, so I have. So it wasn't necessarily like that it was a guy in and out of jail or that he was even involved in like illegal activity, but it was more so he was a professional athlete, right? So he
Okay.
had money. He was able to buy me the designer handbags and like jet set me off to different places, but there were some red flags as it relates to like his reputation
Uh huh.
in the community or I asked him different things and like his story wasn't matching, but at
Hmm.
the time I was kind of like, well, whatever. He's kind of taking care of some needs that I have. And I think too, I was just in a rough place. Like I had lost
Mm.
my mom like a year within that. And so I was
Mm.
also very vulnerable. And
Okay.
so just was seeking somebody, right? Like sometimes when you go through like depression or even when you're suicidal and you're dealing with family not really understanding that,
Yeah.
sometimes you're really vulnerable, right? And I
Mm.
think this
Mm-hmm.
guy, when I look back, he preyed upon my emotions. He saw that. He saw the weakness. He saw maybe some insecurities and some things that I had going on at the time.
Yeah.
And so he shot his shot. And it was a great learning experience for me.
Uh huh. Interesting. So I'm gonna read something from one of our viewers in here. This is from Darius Balkin. So this is from a guy's point of view right here. He says, he says, why good dudes attract bad women? Well, I think it's about the black growth. He said, I think it's about the black growth. If all you know is dudes who are not perfect or see other stuff that they think is allowed, then there is the faith. Let me keep going. There's a faith. If you allow your girl to call you a mess if she is a good woman and you ain't messing off and ain't giving her a reason, then see on my end it's a long story. Okay, he said it's what you allow. If you allow that attraction
Mm-hmm.
as far as eye candy goes, you got to pick either. You got to pick either. You're gonna deal with it, or it may be a generational thing. He says another thing. He says women. He said a women attract bad dudes. He said what is bad. Hold on. What is bad? Her judgment. Her idea of what is bad. Okay. What is her ideal of what bad is? That's what you said, Asia.
Right.
Like I said, that's vice versa too, and blind on a man's end, especially black men. So okay, so let me tell y'all. All right, from a man's perspective, because after I do that, I'm gonna keep giving y'all scenarios though. All right.
Okay.
So from a man's perspective, and I'm not speaking for all men, I'm gonna speak for myself. So I've been in a lot of relationships. I've played the daddy, been the stepdaddy, been the godfather. You know what I'm saying? Like every day, so he laughing, he know what's up. I ain't got no kids, but I've been somebody's daddy, a stepdaddy. I've been a basketball coach. You know what I'm saying? I've taught in the school system for 3 years. Shout out to Fair Elementary, doing special ed program and stuff. But amongst all that, should I talk about the relationships or the situational shifts?
Just
You
spit
know
it.
what? Fuck it. So I was like, I consider myself, you know what I'm saying, like, all right, so like the good guy. And I think I'm traumatized a little bit because I told my producer, I said, all right, so I pledged Alpha in college, right? And I wasn't really all about the glitz and glam of it and stuff like that. I was really for, the mission statement and the progression of the fraternity. And it just seemed like, and I don't want to speak on other chapters, but it seemed like for my chapter, it wasn't really about that. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't really about that community service like I thought that they would be, right? So what I would do, or what would happen was, it's like, okay, I done, cross the burning sands, you know what I'm saying? And at this time, like, I'm selling weed on campus, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were big balling on the campus, and we only sold on campus. We didn't hit them streets. So, you know what I'm saying? I was fly, you know what I'm saying? I was looking good, I had some nice gear on. And there was this one chick that rolled up. Back in them days, like the Sebring with the drop top, with the top chopped off. She rolled through. A little AKA chick. Now you could tell when somebody gets offline. You know what I mean? They're just like green than a motherfucker. So she's just feeling herself, and now listen, y'all, I have never met this chick before in my life. I've seen her around from time to time, little light skinned tall chick. I was like, ooh. And she pulls up and she's like, hey. She said, what's up? I'm like, oh, what's up? And she was like, we started, chit chatting. Now, when I mean like I was like thugging it out of there, I'm talking about now I had to blunt my mouth, in them hood ass apartments, you know what I mean? Came up to the car with the blunt in my mouth. I was just feeling myself, Lord have mercy. And it seemed like it wasn't affecting her. It was just like she was just looking at my, my whole style. I'm like, she must like this, you know what I mean? Now, knowing this is not really me. It's not me. I smoke weed, but I'm not a thug with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't there right there where I can just, do it in front of people like that. But anyway, she was like, hop in, you know what I'm saying? Go for a ride. Shit. So we hop in. And me, I'm a talker. All right. If y'all ain't known that already, that's why it's called Royce's Rant. So I'm sorry, Ashley, you getting in the feel of my talk. So
You're good.
we rolling, and as I'm talking to her, she's just all up in the motherfucking, in her mirror, just doing all this, and yeah, and I'm really trying to talk to the chick, you know what I'm saying? Really, after we started driving some more, I was hoping that she would just focus on the road. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, hey, I'm gonna need you to focus on the road right here. Like, you ain't supposed to be going 40 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
On
up.
on campus. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing about HBCUs. Them niggas don't give a damn. Like pedestrians crossing. All right, okay. Yeah, when y'all see a dog, they slow down. But when it's some Negro crossing the street, they gonna speed up. You know what I mean? Turn that thing up. They even scare them. Like, we are so mean to each other. But either way, we were riding around, and I just got kind of turned off. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, damn, I'm saying, you that much into yourself. You know what I mean? To where you can't even hold a simple conversation. And
Hmm.
so at that moment, I started seeing those traits in a lot of the women that I was meeting or dating or anything like that. I was like, I don't. This ain't. I don't know. I'm not really feeling this. So it transitioned into, I started fucking with hood chicks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, I started fucking with the hood chicks, and let me tell you, you know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it real. Like, it was nice. It was nice. All right, because I'm a good guy. I was raised by a good family. Even when my family's divorced, like everybody played their part, playing parent. I mean, parent. Partnership parenting and all that, co-parenting.
Hmm.
All that was good. I ain't got no complaints. My daddy was there. My stepdaddy was there. My mom was there. My stepmom was there. Thank God. But I was attracted to like the hood chicks, and I think it was more of a sexual thing because it was just they were so spontaneous and they didn't really give a fuck. And then at that time, I was selling weed and shit, so they were kind of like my trap queens. You know what I'm saying? Before,
Or business.
yeah, they're like, should I hold it? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? At that time, I don't fuck with guns, but like I had a gun and shit like that. She'd hold the gun. You know what I mean? She'll put the weed in the stash, and it's sometimes like there's one time she put the weed in her pussy, and I was like, okay,
What?
she's a real one. She's a real one, Ashley. I don't know, but see that's kind of like my example. Like me being a good guy, I was attracted to that kind of life because I really wasn't about that life. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But I was attracted at her I don't give a fuck mentality in a sense. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna do something in the car, we gonna do something in the car. Like we did it everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I think the best sex I've ever had was that hood sex, and I was just really attracted to that type of lifestyle. So when I got out of college, I started going for the hood chicks. And some of my people would be like, oh, okay, you going the easy route then. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, no, I don't want to consider the easy route. It's just I don't have to fight that hard. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? To get something
Hmm.
going. So that's just coming from a man's point of view. You know what I mean? Like, I was the good guy and I was looking for the ratchet. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I really can't. Even when I look at keep it real, even when I look at porn, I'll be looking for that amateur shit, that hood shit. You know what I'm saying? And they just doing it. You know what I mean? So that's my
Because it's authentic.
because it's authentic, right? Okay, so
Hmm.
I say this to say this, Asia, Ashley. It took me a while, even up to this point. Josh should tell you, just I just couldn't deal with like pretty girls, like pretty girls, because I always stereotyped them. I was like, he was like, man, what about you know what I'm saying? What about them tens? You know what they consider tens? I don't want to date no 10. I'm getting hot up in here. I don't want to date no 10. You know what I'm saying? Give me a 7. You know what I'm saying? And somebody that's humble and stuff. I was just really hurt.
It depends on what you think a 10 is, though, too.
Oh,
Because not all pretty girls is like the girl you described that was in the car.
okay, that's true. Because the girl that was in the car, she was about a 7.5. You know what I'm saying? But what we were doing turned her into a 9.5. You know what I'm saying? It was just I don't know. So let me ask y'all this. I'm gonna start with Ashley though. Okay, you still there, Ashley?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So thank you for listening to my bullshit. First off, so so here's a scenario right here. Okay, now at the point that okay, first of all, are you single or are you in a
I'm
situation?
single.
Okay, so what I consider are you both single? So I know what question to ask.
I'm single. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
I'm like
So
it.
all right. Okay, cool. All right, so Ashton, at the state in your life that you're in right now, the whole mind frame that you're in, what you're doing with your life and stuff like that, what would you consider the type of person you are if you had to put it on a scale of a good girl, bad girl, or somewhere in the middle? Like, if we're just playing this game right now, what are you?
I say that I'm a good girl on the outside, but once you get to know me, then I turn into a bad girl.
She turned into a bad girl on the inside.
Yeah,
Okay, so
that's the
Yeah,
best
but
one.
it takes a guy a minute to get to that person.
okay.
Like I just don't reveal that girl for everybody.
Okay, so they gotta work for the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah,
Tootsie Roll pop. You feel what I'm saying? And it take more than 3 licks to
exactly,
get to the center of the Tootsie Roll. You feel me? To get the
exactly.
okay. So would you like? All right. So I guess that outside you good girl. Okay, I'm gonna come back to you, Ashley. Cause I'm about to put this all together. What state
Okay.
are you in, Asia? In the life you're living, your mentality and stuff like that. Where would you place yourself in these categories?
A Pisces. I'm definitely a little bit of both. Good balance.
Okay.
You have to be.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I guess you would be the same for her. Like, do you present yourself as the good girl, and then they have to get to know you to see the bad girl, so to speak?
Still a balance. Still a balance because um, I don't want to be the type that's too nice because I don't want to attract. Because that's one thing we didn't finish about.
Go ahead.
When you're too nice, that's kind of when you attract the wrong men coming in. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like you can be a good girl, you can still be nice, but you have to be like kind of cold on the exterior,
okay.
to let them know I'm not no joke. I'm not playing.
I can't see. Hmm. It's okay. That's interesting. And you know, you ever
What
wondered
did
like
Asia say?
what she say?
Yeah, what it is just
Said I'm
said.
a little bit of both.
Yeah, she said she's a little bit of
Can you hear
both.
me?
Got it. Okay, cool.
She's a little bit of both. Okay. For me, oh man, it's hard. It's hard to. I still don't see it. Want me to turn it off? Turn it on? Yeah. For me, it's. Oh, I can say I'm a little bit of both. It just depends. But right at this point, I'm gonna be real with you. Um. Okay, I was in a relationship for 2 years prior to this. I just got. I ain't gonna say just got out, but I've been out of a relationship. I see it now. I've got out of a relationship since March the 3rd of 2019. So I've had a whole year to kind of just be like, I ain't fucking with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not gonna. And I'm placing the blame on myself because I put myself in situations that I knew I shouldn't have been in. And not only did it affect me, it affected those people. You know what I'm saying? And that was my selfish part about it. I had to hold myself accountable and try to fix that part of me. So within that part, I've learned to be not the good guy or not the bad guy, just unapologetically me. Because sometimes you may,
Still a little bit of.
yeah, you might get a little bit of this and might get a little bit of that, depending on how. Like, okay, so like this, if I'm really, really trying to get with someone, real talk, you know what I mean? I remember I was really wanting to holler at this one chick, and all right, I was hollering at this one chick. I was really feeling her and stuff like that, but I was like, you know what? Man, I'm gonna give her all of me. Like I'm gonna make her. My point is to really trying to scare her because women say y'all want the truth, and they say y'all can't handle the truth. I'm about to get.
That
I was
part.
about to give them the truth. So look, this is what I did actually, Asia. So I told her all of my taboos. You know what I'm saying? Can you bring that question back up right there? Okay. Uh, okay. So I gave her all of my truth. You know what I'm saying? I gave her my sexual abuse stories. You know what I'm saying? I gave her, you know what I'm saying, my sexuality stories and, what happened to me to make the transition to where I am now. You know what I'm saying? I've given her all of my lies that I told all my other girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? Even times that I've cheated. You know what I'm saying? Shit, how many girls I done messed around with. The whole shebang. I mean, even my flaws, but like I had a serious problem with porn. Now I still watch porn, but it's calmed down a little bit more ever since I tried this little semen retention thing. You know what I mean? But the time that I was speaking to her, I was at the height of my porn watching. You know what I'm saying? So I was just giving her all that, just choo, 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 this, that, I like that. And she was like, she was like, oh, that's exactly what she said. She was like, oh, well, I appreciate you telling me. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, poof, I never hear from her again.
Ghost.
Now,
It's not always good to talk about your past, especially if you're not that person anymore.
oh. Can you explain that? Yeah, explain that. Let me learn something.
But especially for women, like you tend to attract dudes that they use that shit. If they hear about what you was in the past and you worked hard not to be that no more,
Mm-hmm.
they can easily bring you back to that past person.
Mm. Damn.
They'll take advantage of that. And that's another way you attract bad guys.
Damn. Okay. Ashley, how do you feel? Like I was doing too much, huh?
I mean, I think you were just. I don't know. I can't necessarily say that you were doing too much, right? Because I think you were just putting it all out there and giving her the opportunity to decide whether or not she wanted to deal with you.
Uh-huh.
I think sometimes I don't know. It's almost like a catch-22, right? Because I think maybe if she had gotten to know you later on and found out these things,
Mm-hmm.
then she could have easily been like, "Well, why didn't you tell me from the jump?" So I don't necessarily think that
Mm.
was such a bad thing that you did. I think you were just being real with her, and she decided that it wasn't for her, and so I think it just eliminated the opportunity for the two to just waste time.
Okay, so Ashley, like now, being that I said all that, to this particular chick or whatever. Now, even though I
Mm-hmm.
didn't give any specifics, but just imagine me just telling you
Mm-hmm.
all my flaws and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Would you at least
Mm-hmm.
respect that? Would you consider some things? You know what I'm saying? Like, how would you handle somebody giving you all their shit?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think you definitely have to respect it because I think, from what you're saying, it has a very opposite from what I've experienced with men. I've experienced a lot of men lying and hiding things,
Yeah.
and I'm like the
Mhm.
freaking CIA, right? So when I meet, so like when I meet somebody and we're, maybe gonna start talking, or maybe we've gone on a couple of dates, like I'm on Facebook. I'm looking to see do they have the Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if they are on Facebook, do we have mutual friends? Like I'm asking those people about this person. So I would rather have somebody be real and upfront with me from the jump
Mm.
versus hide and lie about some different things, and then like I'm the type, like I'll ask certain questions
Yeah.
to get the answer that I
Mhm.
want to
Mm.
see whether or not like I can trust that person.
So okay, so y'all be doing an investigation then. The
But majority of the
Yeah,
time,
you
we
got to
already
know
know
who
the
you're
answer.
dealing with, right?
yeah,
You gotta
no,
you gotta trust the
you're
you
true.
gotta trust the loyalty.
Now, okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna play devil's advocate on that actually real quick. So, all right, so I always looked at Facebook and IG, right? There was a little meme way back in the day. It was like the acronyms of it is Facebook, FB, Instagram, IG. But if you take out the G, it'd be FBI, right? So you can go online and you can check out all that stuff about a person, but then what if you get the wrong perception by what you're investigating? Because there's a lot of people who live fake lives on social media. So how
Exactly.
do y'all deal with that? Like how far more do you dig into? How much do you take under consideration on what you've investigated?
Well,
I think that
you
when I'm investigating, like I'm just trying to see like what's out there, kind of getting a feel for the person, but then I don't necessarily like totally write someone off or make a decision based upon that. Like
Mm-hmm.
I keep in mind what are my in person interactions, like what are the things that they're saying when I'm asking them certain questions. Because yeah, I mean I think everybody, like for me, I know with my social media, like I'm only gonna show people like the good parts or the sunny sides of the rainbow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not the type who's gonna get on an event and be like, oh, this guy broke up with me, and or he lied, he cheated, he had a girl. Like that's just not me. I think there are some things
mm,
that like you just need to keep private, and it's not people's business, period. And so,
mhm.
yeah, I mean, I think it's just to get a basis, just to see too, like how does this person present themselves to the world? You know what I mean? Like,
Yep,
are
that
they someone that if people found out I was kicking it with them or dating them, like would I be embarrassed or would I be proud to say that I'm with this person? And then I just
Mm-hmm.
have conversations and kind of see like, do I enjoy spending time with them? So I think it's just a part of the equation, but it's not a deal breaker for me.
Mm. What about you, Agent?
yeah, it's all about how you represent yourself in the public eye.
Mm.
Like that's important, especially for a businesswoman. You know,
Yeah.
it depends on who you are, but for me, it most definitely depends on how you represent yourself and what you choose to share.
Mm.
Like, why did you choose to share that?
That's
Like I don't
ooh.
care for people that share too much negativity. We all go through a lot of negative shit in our lives.
Yeah.
It's different if you showing humility. Like if you just telling a story about what you went through
Right.
that was negative and it was a good outcome.
Yeah.
Or maybe it still went bad, but
Mm.
it really depends on how you represent yourself and what you include to share, throughout the world for people to see.
Interesting, interesting. Let me take a quick break to shout out Natasha Rogers. You know what I'm saying, musician extraordinary, all the way out there in China, Dallas, wherever you at. I think you still in China. Shout out to you. Shout out to Mariah Bev. What's up? What's up, man? Shout out to Sonny Dizzle. Shout out to Tatum Taylor. You know what I mean. I gotta go through all these other. Shout out to everybody that's watching right now. I'm trying to just go through all of y'all. You know what I'm saying. Just Sade West. You know what I'm saying. I'm looking at myself. Shout out to you, Royce. You know what I mean. But yeah, okay, all right. So what? There was a question here. So okay, I'll do that. What? I'm gonna start with Ashley. I'm gonna go back to what I was saying as far as the state of mind that you're in right now. You already told me who you guys are at this moment. Now my question is, what are you looking for based on the state of mind that you're in right now?
Good question. Go ahead, Ashley.
Yeah, I'm looking for a guy that I can build with, right? Like I have goals and dreams for myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I want a guy who's gonna constantly like push the ceiling and see how we can develop a legacy of just greatness, of
Mm.
wealth, for our families. Like I want a guy who is a provider, who's a nurturer, who is an encourager, someone who works hard, right? Is loyal, who's affectionate,
Mm-hmm.
um, and is someone who is, a family man, but also, supports me in what I'm doing, but has goals and dreams that he's striving for himself, and just somebody that I can have a good time with, right? Like I would love to be at a point where maybe it's a Thursday, and I just say, hey, babe, like I wanna, let's just go to the Bahamas for the weekend or just whatever, like just up and do that and have no
Hmm.
limits as it relates to like money or just the ability to live life to the fullest.
Okay. All right, Asia.
I'm looking for someone that respects partnership, like, because I want to be married someday, and the best way to do that is a partnership. If you sign in a contract, y'all having a mutual agreement on, like Ashley said, your goals. I have 3 girls. I want somebody to be a role model. They got daddies.
Mm-hmm.
They just need a role model for my girls to see like how a man is really supposed to treat a woman,
Mm.
and how he's supposed to provide. Because a lot of men aren't doing that these days, but that's a whole nother conversation right there.
Uh.
But on top of that, like I need somebody that has a strong mentality, that has confidence, but also like Ashley said, you need to be there emotionally in a way too. I am a woman.
Okay. Okay.
But you have to be strong enough to take me because, I'm going to be strong enough to make you a better person. I'm not going to be some girl that you can just run over,
Mm.
you know?
That's real. Shout out to Nadine Collins. You know what I'm saying. So okay. So with that, I'm gonna reference two couples. You know what I'm saying. Like they're cliche couples, but I just want to see how y'all break this down. So there's a big difference in okay, Beyonce, Jay-Z. Now, just from the naked eye, right? From the naked eye, from what y'all see, is that what you guys are possibly looking for? If we're just looking at the positive, like what we just see. Of course, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but the perception we get, is that what you guys are looking for? I know you guys are talking about traveling or just having some time together alone
Mm-hmm.
in certain days out of the week. Everybody's doing their respective businesses and stuff like that. Y'all are a unit, a partnership. They really are kind of. What do he say? He said
They really
what he
are. That's a
what he
partnership.
say? Y'all He said what's better than one billionaire? He said two. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I mean, and that's
yeah,
real.
yeah.
So
Hmm.
the other reference would be okay, and this is ways back though. Now, Chris Brown and Rihanna at that time. Okay. Um we actually got to see, now this is funny right here. Now, our perception of them was kind of like what Jay-Z and Beyonce was. But then somehow, some way, the inside slipped out and we got to see
Hmm.
what was really going on behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? And it
Right.
began the questions. Okay, now if we're gonna just speak hypothetically or even subliminally here, because Riri, when she made that transition, that album was called "Good Girl Gone Bad," right? It's like,
Hmm.
oh snap, she's no longer that, Bandi River, and all that chick. She ain't none of that. Now, you know what I'm saying? She's fucking your man. She's fucking your wife in the back seat of my
Exactly.
car. You know what I mean? Like now she getting bad. You know what I mean? Now let me ask y'all this: Do y'all think the Good Girl Gone Bad um affected Chris Brown's attraction? Because she was so sweet then. Chris Brown was supposed to be the Bobby Brown. How do y'all feel about that?
I think it heightened his attraction. I mean, he still. It seems like he still has this like. I think he's gonna always have love for Rihanna, and I think there are moments where he kind of shows that.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned like Chris and Rihanna, B and J, but honestly, I feel like they're pretty similar, right? From the
Okay.
standpoint of, yeah, I think Beyonce and Jay Z for me would be relationship goals.
Okay.
Um, she's doing her own thing, but he is too. But then they also have collaborated and just have created an empire in more ways than one beyond music. But at the same time, like in her Lemonade album, she was very honest and real and raw with the fact that like
Mm-hmm.
he cheated on her. I mean, we have the whole situation with the elevator fight with like Solange and Jay Z. So they,
Right.
they definitely have their issues like anyone else, but
Right.
I think the difference is that they were able to. I don't know. It's like they were able to just kind of air out their dirty laundry and be like, "Yeah, we're human too," but
Mm.
then spin it in a way that they made a lot of money from it. Whereas,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
made money from
Chris and Rihanna's is
it.
different in that
Yep.
Yeah, and Chris Ariana's is different in that he was beating on her, like he was being physically abusive.
Wait, hold on.
That's a totally different thing.
Skirt, skirt, skirt. Because I'm hold on. Me, and
He on Chris Brown's
wait
side.
a minute. Now, me and my producer said, hold up. Wait a minute. Now, let me ask you this question, because I'll keep it real with you.
Okay,
I've been in the domestic relationships. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
And I was never that person initially. Like something I had to get hit up, hit up Tupac style, you know what I'm saying, for me to kind of like to retaliate out of my norm and the way I was raised, you know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all have any type of sympathy for like what if she was the one striking and biting?
It could be possible, yeah.
Why do you think we favor?
Probably favor because the woman is typically the softer, weaker individual in a relationship. So maybe that's why.
Yeah.
I never think that it's okay for a man or a woman to put
Mm-hmm.
their hands on the other person. Um, and at the end of the day, whether she struck him or not, we have pictures of her face just being totally messed up from him, right?
Right.
So
Mhm.
it's kind of hard to say because one, we weren't there when the whole situation went down,
Mm-hmm.
but we have physical evidence, we have physical proof
Yeah.
that this man went in on this woman, and that's never okay.
Mm.
Um, and I think, it was a learning experience, though, right? Like I feel like Chris has gone on, he's dropped his Indigo album, like he's had some different projects or whatnot. He's been successful since that.
Yeah.
Um, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of my take on it.
My boy Dominica said, he said she ain't under that umbrella no more. He said, yeah. Yo, shout out to Sonny, man. Mariah said both relationships are just like any normal relationships. They both went through tough times, except one broke and the other one and the other didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel that.
I 100% agree.
You know what I'm saying? I feel that, because I mean that's one thing that I kind of want to really talk to women about, in a sense, like from a man's perspective, and I'm gonna speak on mine. You know what I'm saying? I've been in two abusive relationships, and the last one that I was in, it was very abusive. The one before that, that was the first time I've been to jail over some domestic shit. And like I said, it was definitely not part of my character at all. But it was just like after so many times, it's like it becomes it's more of a reaction. You know what I'm saying? Than a what would they say that called when you yeah, it wasn't a premeditated act. It was just a reaction after, like, okay,
Just want to defend
okay,
yourself.
like, hey, all right, so I'm just gonna show you why I'm a man, but I'm not trying to really show you. I'm just trying to let you know, like, man, just leave me the fuck alone. Like, stop. You know what I mean? But and I saw how the
So can
system.
I ask you this?
Yeah, please do.
Can I ask you this? So
Yes.
after the first, second, maybe third physical altercation, like what caused you to stay? Like at what point
Mm,
do you say enough is enough and I move on?
good question. All right, so first, I'm gonna ask you a question of saying what made me stay. What made me stay was because of the predicament I was in at the time. Um, shit, there was nowhere else to go. And then we put in on this where
Got it.
we at. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not leaving this place.
Yeah.
You not leaving this place. All right, we just gonna sleep on the other sides of the room right now because I need a roof over my head. You know what I'm saying? And that was right at that point where I hit like a crazy spiral in my life. You know what I'm saying? About 5-6 years ago, to where wherever I was, that's where I needed to be, and until I got some other things together. So it was really more about survival, and I'll keep it real. Um, we got together through survival. It was surviving. I'm talking about that struggle where the lights are out and we're eating $5 bucket Kentucky Fried Chicken under candlelight. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That kind of struggle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So going through that, it was just so much. We had so many good times, real talk. You know what I'm saying? And then the fact that she was with me during that kind of struggle, it was like, after everything was thrown and scars on the face and lockups and anger management classes, just like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Like, Where am I gonna go? You know what I mean? So when it finally ended, it was one of those things where we had to kind of close our eyes and turn around and go in the opposite directions like they do in the Wild Wild West or something, and just kind of go our separate ways. That second one though, that second relationship, same situation actually. It was a means of survival. You know what I'm saying? I was the only one working in that bitch, and I was paying a lot of them. I was paying a lot of them bills. You know what I mean? I
Mm.
mean, I got my boys as my witness. My truck getting beat up, getting driven everywhere. How you gonna drop me off of working my own shit? So there was a lot of there was a lot of shit I was going through, and then she came from an environment where she was abused, so she just thought it was okay to like, nuck if you buck, and I'm like, I don't operate like that, But something
Mm.
kept me there. Not only the convenience, but she had a little girl. You know what I'm saying? She was a preteen, beautiful girl. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised as much as she's been through, how she still had an angelic heart and her mannerisms and stuff like that. So, you know what I'm saying? I fell in love with the child, and I love kids. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really got me tied up. Cause like, man, now it's not just about me or her. We got a child in here that's seeing men coming in and out, in and out. You know what I'm saying? So here's a question that just came up. All right, boy, they really all right. So they say, do y'all think R. Kelly is truly the bad guy? Do the women over exaggerate his power and abuse? When are the women at fault in a situation like that?
So, I to me, when I look at the things he do, it's a bad guy. But to them, they accepted that.
Mm,
So I feel like after a while, like
that's
yeah, they were
okay.
exaggerating because they chose to be there with each other. They knew what he did already,
Yeah.
and they chose to be there. And then once shit hits the fan,
Uh huh.
now it's you're going through all this.
You know what? All the men are probably raising their hands up right now. You know what I'm saying? Raising their
Yeah,
hands. I mean, okay. Actually, how do you feel?
I
Because
wouldn't accept this, so that's why I see him. I
I
see him
feel
as a
you.
bad guy, but
Could
but
could
they
you
took.
could
Yeah.
you can read through the lines actually? Like, did you see like the what did you see? What was your take on it?
So I definitely felt that I felt that R. Kelly, and he still does. I think he has a problem, right? Like I think there are some underlying issues um,
Mm.
that kind of bring about the behavior that we saw in the documentary. Um, I felt that with the some of the young women who are underage, I
Mhm.
think the parents have some blame to take in that. Like, if my child is,
Mhm.
16, whatever, under 18, like, I'm not necessarily, I don't care if it's Jay Z, I don't care if it's R. Kelly, whoever, like, I'm not going to allow my daughter to be in a hotel room alone with this person, even
Mm.
if it is an audition. Like, no, we can go to, a private room, whatever,
Mhm.
a studio, like we can do this the right way. So I think some of it, some parents have to take the blame in that. But I think too, with some of the
Parents.
women who,
Okay.
let's say they're 18 and up, um, I think that there is a true case or instance in which women can be kind of like brainwashed or vulnerable or whatever. But at
Mhm.
the same time, like I think it all starts with we have to have a level of self worth and love to know that like this
Yep.
isn't true love. A man making me get on all fours like a dog and like call him
Uh,
daddy or whatever, and especially in a way that like I'm not enjoying. You know what I mean? Like people do what they do in the bedroom when they're having sex, whatever.
yeah.
But just some of the things like not letting people eat for days and all that. Like at some point, there has to be
Mm.
somewhere to these women to say,
Mm.
I deserve more. Like I don't care if it's R. Kelly or not.
Yeah.
So I think that the women had to take some responsibility in it too. Ultimately, I think he's wrong, absolutely.
Okay.
But I think sometimes we as women, from what I've seen, can get caught up in, oh, it's a professional athlete. Oh,
Mm.
it
Mhm.
is, this music producer, this you know, singer, rapper, whatever, and sometimes we just like insert ourselves into that situation.
That's interesting. That's interesting because when I was watching that, when I was watching the
Uh-huh.
watching the show and stuff, like, first just being on the production side, like me and my producer were just laughing at how they were portraying him. Boy, they had him. Oh, the intro had him with the dark shades, with all the women in his spectacles, and just made him look like a demon. And I get the media, you know what I'm saying, and that's cool. I'm just a fair person
Mhm.
to where all right, at some point, there has to be accountability on both sides. Definitely with those parents, because I think what the
Mm-hmm.
parents were seeing was a money pot. The girls were seeing an
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. And based
Oh,
on this, also to make you think, based on how those girls were acting, you would have to question how they were parented to make those kind of decisions. First of all,
yeah.
why is the daddy bringing? Okay, you bring your child to a R. Kelly concert at 17 years old, and then you allow her to go upstage, and like you wouldn't go up there with her when it comes to backstage. You know what I'm saying? And she
Yeah.
damn near
Yeah.
disappeared. So we got to think about the daddy. Like, wait a minute, bro. You in that age bracket where you've heard the myths of R. Kelly,
Exactly.
and
We already knew.
you gonna let
Yeah.
your daughter go up there. You know what I'm saying? And to see
Yeah,
what's
this man had a reputation.
yeah,
He had a reputation. Like
yeah,
his parents too, like you said, got caught up in the opportunity as well. And let's be real about it. I'm sure R. Kelly was promising a lot of different things, so people
mm,
felt like, okay, he's gonna put our family on. Like we're gonna be good. We're gonna be, my daughter's name in lights, and we're, just rolling and go or whatever. So,
yeah,
and I think too it was interesting because the parents, I feel like, did everything they could
right.
to kind of run his name in the mud. But at the same time, like, what kind of parent are you? Like, you look crazy right now that you would even put your daughter in this type situation.
Mm. Ooh, so I got a question for both of y'all. First of all, hold on. Shout out to Sylvia Smith. She said, I want the Obamas back. Shout out to Big Bro, you know what I'm saying, Terrell, you know what I'm saying. Terrell says sometimes when people want or think that they can be the one, they settle. Ooh. He said that's not a dad. He said that's not a dad. That's a dude pimping his daughter, and that's sad. I feel you. Shout out to Ali Faye all the
I
way out
agree.
from Australia. You know what I mean? So do y'all think? We're gonna stay in that question within this R. Kelly thing real quick. Do you think the parents can contribute to like the brainwash of their daughters? You know what I'm saying? Do you think they
Of
edge
course.
them on to do stuff like that?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's a story
Yes.
untold, I believe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Because even if you look at, sometimes parents try to live vicariously through their kids. Like, oh, I'm gonna make you a star, or you see, like, especially with little boys and their dads, like, oh, he's gonna be
Mm,
a professional athlete or whatever that looks like. And so I think the same, like, maybe parents see at a young age their
yeah.
daughter can sing, or little girls are dancing and all that, and families are like, oh, I'm gonna turn her into a star. I'm gonna be her manager and all that type of stuff. And I do. I think in this
Mm-hmm.
case, yeah, the parents were kind of pimping their kids, and I think it just totally backfired on them, right? Like
Right.
it got to a point where R. Kelly was able to brainwash the daughters to such a point where like they were turning on their parents. They were just doing things that like it just kind of made it very evident where I think a lot of people involved in these young ladies' lives just would miss the boat and messed up.
Interesting, interesting. So okay. So you guys had talked about with the state of mind that you're in, right now, what type of man would appease you, would attract you, and then to come to think about it, I may have to backtrack on a couple of things that I was saying. if I'm gonna be what I'm saying real with y'all, like the stage that I'm at in my life, like I'm looking for definitely what I'm saying conversation, but see not just like any kind of conversations. Like this is one thing, and please y'all women please don't judge me on this because we've all had experiences, and I'm not pointing at anybody. I don't even know all y'all like that, but the, I do I like a little bit of ratchet? Yeah, but see, it depends on what department what I'm saying we working in right now. So I'm looking at a woman right now, what I'm saying, as a store. In a store it's got different departments, all right? So let's say I'm in the management in the grocery business, right? So in the grocery stores you got customer service. So let's start with customer service. All right. So with the type of woman, what I'm saying, I'm looking for, I want her to have good customer service. You know what I mean? You notice when a customer comes in at the door, especially at Publix, coming at the door, hi, how you doing? So welcome to Publix, where shopping is a pleasure and all that, and the atmosphere is nice and the air is cool, and they're playing top 40 hits from the 70s all the way to the 2000s. Everybody's in good spirits and stuff, and even the people in the aisles are helping you out with things and stuff. So I kind of compare that to like like the kind of woman that that I would like. I'm not gonna say that I want because then I'm gonna start looking for it. So basically, I have to manifest that within myself. So I'm putting it
Hmm.
out there, but I'm not looking for it. I ain't looking no more. So I want her to have good customer service. You know what I'm saying? Like in a perfect world, you know what I'm saying? Like shit,
But she represents herself,
yeah,
hospitality.
yeah,
Hmm.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like when I come in,
reserve.
yeah, when I come in from work, hey, how you doing? Welcome home. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Da 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 da. I know you've been doing this, doing that. I'm not asking for no back rub all the time. Like I would just like some acknowledgement. You know, like put your phone down real quick, give a nigga a hug. You know what I'm saying? A little kiss on the cheek. You know, I'll pat that butt cheek one good time. You know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So now, okay, so now in the next department, you know what I mean? So we got the deli. All right, so we all know, you know what I'm saying? Publix got some fire deli, you know what I mean, sandwiches. So this pertains to like the cooking, you know. Now, I can
Hmm.
cook a little bit. I ain't too spazzy with it, you know what I mean? But shout out to my mom. She taught me the bare essentials, you know what I mean, to keep me surviving and ladies won't talk about me. But you know, like the cooking, like I want her to have some type of pride and in cooking, you know what I'm saying? And not just for cooking, but just knowing that it makes me happy that, you know what I'm saying, you making a meal for your boy that he likes or whatever, and we can eat together. And I'm old school. I like to sit at the dinner table, you know what I mean? Hey, I done been yelled at so many times. I will be there when you say dinner's ready. I'm not gonna let the food get cold. Cause I know how y'all are with all this, with you gotta eat it while it's hot and stuff. Like I wanted to be good in that deli department. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. So now we're gonna go back to like something like because we can talk about the seafood, the produce, that all just comes in with the deli. But now let's talk about now the grocery department. All right. Yeah, I got another question for you. But anyway, in the grocery department, keep that there though for a minute. So in the grocery department, you know what I'm saying, they're keeping things stocked up. You know what I'm saying, keeping up with the numbers, making sure a lot of shit's not running out. So when I'm making this up on the spot, so y'all just bear with me. So
This is
they're
good shit
stocking
though.
shit. They're getting the numbers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And they're making sure all the specials, everything that's on sale, everything is all pulled up, and you got plenty of that. I can compare that, y'all, to all right, a woman upkeeping herself. Now I don't mean that in a appearance type way. Of course, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days, but are you up on your stock? Like, are you up on your consistency of being, a good woman to me and showing that love to me? You know what I'm saying, and acknowledging a brother, and you know what I'm saying, keeping that thing on lock for a brother, you know what I'm saying, and come out with some specials every now and then, you know what I'm saying, that 2 for 1 or something, you could sometimes you might need a 2 for 1 special, when you just feeling a certain way, you know what I'm saying. I got that, baby, it's half off today, buy one get one free. Man, okay, I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying, just having her house in order, and I mean that from your temple, you know what I'm saying, from the inside, which I was speaking on, you know what I mean? Is that all stocked up? You know what I mean? We get that positive energy stocked up. If you don't, what do you need from me? You know what I'm saying? To help you boost your morale up and stuff like that. So like that's the kind of woman I want. That's the best way I can really compare it when it comes to what I would like in a female. Can you bring up that question again real quick? All right, so all right, so you said it says what are some red flags for both of them? All right, so like for men or women. Okay, so let me ask y'all this. All right, what are the question is what are some red flags? And I'm gonna start with a woman first. So I need y'all both to answer this. What are some red flags that men need to look for in a woman that may not be what they expected? Ooh,
I guess it depends on what they want. First off, well, if she has kids, like first off, how does she represent how she take herself? Like, what does she look like? You
what does she
know,
look? Okay, all right. Well, that's
but
and that's the thing, though. That's the thing. Like, okay, okay. So if you want to break it down, all right. So everything that I said, right, and what I would like to have in a woman. What are some red flags that I need to look at? Because sometimes I was saying earlier, you can get caught up in the whole rigmarole with the glitz and the glam, and like Ashley was saying, buying the bags and stuff like that, and all. Okay, but she didn't see that there was a veil over that game that he was playing. You know what I'm saying? So, from a guy's point of view, like, what are the signs that we can look for in a woman whom I've explained just prior to that? What should I look for?
I think I think first it's really imperative that you converse like before you even see each other. Like if you just listen, even if they may be giving you a bunch of bullshit at the beginning, just
Mm-hmm.
listen.
Okay.
People will tell you what they're really about, what they believe in,
Mm.
and that's where you build chemistry at. That's where you say, well, I could be with this person, or yeah, I feel the same way on there. I hear you. I understand that. Because to me, communication is everything.
Okay.
But if you can't comprehend it, if y'all can't understand each other,
Mm.
it's it's not worth, to me, it's not worth going to even see that person because I know, I get into astrology and all,
Okay.
and it's all about me. I'm a sapiosexual, so it's all about your intelligence. It's all about how we connect here first, your
Okay.
mental.
Okay. Okay. What
So if
about
we
you?
can, if we can't connect there first, then
Okay. What about you, Ashley? Like, what is something that you could tell men to look for? What red flag to look for in a woman based off of what I was looking for in one?
Yeah, I would say look to see what her emotional levels are like. So, is she moody, right? I think a lot of times that can help you to tell a lot about a woman, or does she work? Like, does she try to contribute to the household?
Mm-hmm.
But even if she doesn't, is she appreciative? Like, does she have dinner cooked? Is the house clean? Like, is she trying to carry her weight in some way? Also, how does she make you feel? Does she make you feel like you're the only man in the room, or is she constantly nagging, complaining, and talking about what this man is doing for his girl?
Mm-hmm.
Um, those are just some of the things that I think, and also like the obvious is how does she carry herself? Like, is she someone who, when you guys are out in public, like, is she respectful? Obviously, there's nothing wrong with to have friends with the opposite sex, but like, is she flirting with guys in front of you? Is she kind of being disrespectful, or is she kind of being, what people like to say, like a lady in the streets but a freak in the sheets type of thing, to where
Yeah.
like she's keeping it cool around you and your homeboys.
Mm. Interesting. Okay. So, Asia, you mentioned astrology or whatnot. Um.
mm,
So, I mean, do you use astrology, to help navigate what you want in a man?
oh yeah,
Oh,
oh
she
yeah.
said that with the quickness. She said that with the okay. So is
Well,
is it
I get
real?
into
Like, is it
psychology.
really real? Because
Most
people are skeptical
most
about that.
definitely real. Yeah,
You
and
know.
that's fine. It's just a foreign language. If you don't get into, because most people all they know is sun sign and horoscopes, but it's so much deeper than that. Like if you have a thing for psychology, if you're very observant of people,
Mm-hmm.
astrology, it gives you, especially when you read the birth chart, because you don't want to just judge somebody off their sun sign. You
Right.
may share the same common traits, as your sun sign, but you're more than just that person. You're you. You're not the same. You're a Libra, right?
Correct. Correct.
You're not. You may have met a Libra that's y'all share the common traits, but y'all not the same. Like, y'all may be completely different.
That's
But
true.
it
That is
depends on what's in your birth chart. And how that balances out.
Yeah, that's
Like
true. Cause y'all,
I could do it, but it's definitely foreign for everyone. It's layers to it.
cause I tell you this, I was telling my boy Josh, I've been with a couple of Libra women, you know what I'm saying, and the only thing that we really had in common, just to be real, is just our sex, just that's it, just our sex, you know what I mean,
Indecisiveness.
man, cause we sitting there looking like it was something simple or just wanting something to eat, we just sitting there looking at it like. What you want? What you want? I don't know. Okay,
That's
well
a big
let's
conversation.
try here. Oh, I don't want to go here. Okay, well where do you want to go? I want to go there. Okay, well what do you want to do? Well, I don't want to go here now. I said okay. Oh damn, it's closed. Well, I guess we going back home then. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some hamburger help or what?
That's why it's important to like you don't look in the sun sign. You look in the Mercury, which is how your intelligence, how you think, how you communicate, and your Venus on what you're attracted to, and why. Like you look for a more reserved woman that you can connect to. So you wouldn't just look at the sun sign. You wouldn't do that. You would look at the
Hmm.
Mercury and the Venus.
Hmm.
Like
So do you
it's really
encourage? Mariah said yes. Take that free information from conversation. Yeah. So, would you recommend women to look into astrology? Because I mean, you're pretty set in stone with that. Like you answered that real quick. Like, is that something that you would ask females to consider next time they're in a situation?
Yeah, I've actually helped people that way. I read their birth charts, so and it's
What?
actually helped.
Oh, okay. We
Yeah.
about to get juicy here. Wait a minute. Have you done this on Ashley? Ashley, has she done this to you?
Uh-uh.
Because she don't want
Not
to.
yet.
Has she gave you your zodiac readings?
No, she hasn't read me. But I would say that as I've gotten older, and have dealt with different guys, yeah, for sure. Like I definitely try to find out, okay, like when is their birthday, and kind of and look at some of like the zodiac signs and whatnot, and kind of see, what are the traits of that person. And I've found that usually it's spot on.
What is your sign, Ashley?
I'm a Sagittarius.
Oh man. Oh
Yeah, I like
shit.
Sagittarius women.
Oh shit.
What?
Shit. Ashley.
I like Sagittarius
What?
If
women.
they could, if they do that 80 slow motion thing, then I'd be like, no. Okay, look, I'm not trying to brag. I'm not trying to look. Okay, see, that was my last relationship. It's
It's because
Sagittarius.
he's a Libra. Don't worry about it, Ashley. He's a
Oh,
Libra.
yes, like
That's
that.
why.
Man, look. Let me tell you something. See, what happened
Okay.
was, see, I dated a chick. This, like I said, my last relationship. She was a Sagittarius. And
Hmm.
tell me if some of these traits are right, Asia, and then Ashley, you tell me if you can relate. All right. So
Okay. Okay.
this particular chick, she's a Sagittarius. Um, she was very. See, that might be a personal thing, but I don't know. I'm just gonna name all the traits right now. She had.
Okay.
She was very insecure for some reason, but at the same time, she had this kind of alpha mentality. It was very I don't want to say that. That's a harsh word. I don't want to say tyrant. I don't want to say
Daddy,
dictator.
just say it.
But yeah, I
Just
guess it is tyrant. I'm trying to use the right word. I felt like that she was dictating a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? She
Okay.
was a big time dreamer. Um,
Okay.
she definitely didn't take no shit. But one thing I did notice is that she definitely seek truth. Like she just
Oh
wanted the
yes,
hardcore truth. Like I'm gonna tell you, if I have to
yes,
say letter to my ex, I would say thank you to my ex, and I don't mean that in a smart way because she
Hmm.
forced the truth out of your boy. Like
yes.
I was lying and lying, I'm lying, and it was really
That's
something
what I love.
so
That's
easy.
what I love about
Yeah.
Sagittarius, though. Like
Hmm.
I have 4 planets in Sagittarius in my birth chart,
Yeah.
Uh huh.
So your
and I
ex and I
connect with them.
sound like the same person.
So you're kind of like so you would you gon' you so you can handle the truth then, Ashley.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm definitely a person like I'm a black and white. Like just shoot it straight. Tell me the truth. I cannot stand when people lie to me. At the
Mm.
Mhm.
same time, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm like a tyrant,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I do want what I want when I want it. And so that's a quality that I'm having to learn to like kind of work on. But I think it's pretty true of those of us who are Sagittarius.
Hold on, no, no,
Um,
That's
repeat that
very
again.
common
Repeat
trait.
that again. I want to make sure I heard that because I was in the back.
yeah, so I said that, you said that she was like a tyrant. And I
Yeah.
wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a tyrant, but I'm definitely someone who I want what I want when I want it. And so I think that's kind of a quality that you know, pretty true or across the board as it relates to those of us who, are Sag. And then also you said she's a big dreamer, like I'm a big dreamer. So
Mhm.
One.
I feel like I can relate with your ex a lot.
Oh, okay. So you
I
can.
can too.
Oh my
My moon is in
gosh.
my moon is in Sagittarius. I have 3 other planets in Sagittarius, and they're like they think big. They're not so necessarily dreamers like Pisces are, but they think
Scorpio.
big. You know, like
Uh.
they overlook everything and they go for it, and they're fiery. They're fiery, so they're blunt, and
Mm.
they respect the truth. They look into truth into
Yeah. Very
everything.
fiery.
So
My boy's that. No, Asia is a Pisces, right? Yeah, you're a Pisces, right?
Sun and Pisces, honey.
Okay. So,
I'm a little bit of
woo,
I'm a little bit of everybody.
little bit of
But I
everybody.
got, like I said, I got more fire in my chart though than water, so I'm more fire, fiery
I mean,
than a
I can definitely see that. You know, at first I thought you were an Aries when I first met you.
my Venus and Mars is in Aries. That's why.
Ah, okay, okay. So, okay. Now let me go back to the Sagittarius. Hold on, Ashley, because there was one more. There was this might have been more. I don't think this has nothing to do with a Sagittarius trait. I'm not sure, but um, she couldn't sit down. Or what? It was really just it was ADD. It was ADHD. You know, I don't know if you
hmm
can. I mean, are there signs that can carry that kind of trait more than others, or does just
Yeah,
everybody have ADHD?
it's not ADHD, honey. It's like intelligence. It's like they have to stay stimulated. They have to keep they doing something. And
Oh.
for somebody like Sagittarius, like they always have goals. They're always going to be on the move doing something. So you got to keep up. If you can't keep up,
Mm.
that's on you.
Oh, hold on. Somebody said
Same
don't
same
give.
thing with Aries.
Yeah. Well, somebody said don't give Libras a bad name. Look, I'm not. I'm trying to take up for us. Mariah's a Scorpio. Like, see, I had a Scorpio too. Okay. So what can you say? All right, from Asia to Ashley, right? Oh, what? Okay, if I had to, and I'm not going back. All right, I'm not going back. I'm speaking to myself, y'all. I ain't going back. But if it was in a perfect world and I was with her, all right, and what you guys are telling me about Sagittarius is, what do you think I could have done differently if I was knowledgeable of those types of things, of y'all's
Have to
characteristics?
know the whole birth chart. You can't just go off the sun sign.
Mm.
Like the sun sign is just a piece of you. Like you can't just. That's why you can't just judge people off their sun sign. You know, like I mean, she is fiery. You know, you got to be ready to take on the big things. Support her more. Be spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley could tell you more because she's sun, but I have 4 planets in Sagittarius, and I know like if they can't keep up, then you know it's kind of all lost in the sauce, really. But
Uh,
you have to like look into the Venus, look into the Moon and the Mercury. Those are most important.
so that seems like that would be kind of difficult because, like, no, when you say all of this, just for the people that don't know, and then hell, me too. Like when you say the moon and the sun and the stars, like,
Yeah.
we gotta sit there and be like, all right, it's 3 o'clock. Ah, shit, she's a Sagittarius right now at this
You
hour.
make it fun. No, you just make it fun. Something that you go through, and you know, it's yeah, it can be. It's a little foreign for people, but it irritates me a lot because people only go by the sun and they judge people by that and move on.
Yeah.
And people are more than just their sun sign. It's just a piece of them, you know.
So is it all equal amount of pieces, or is there a piece that's bigger than the others?
Like I said, the most important ones, like you have the sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Pluto, Lilith, North Node. Like you have all those within you, and each planet stands for something. It means something. Like I said, Mercury stands
Mm.
for communication and your intelligence. All right.
Okay.
Like mine's in Aquarius, for example. So
Okay.
I think a lot logical when it comes to things. I'm like into science. You know, each one stands for something. Venus is the planet of love and how you
Mm.
make money. You know, all your relationships. It's who you're attracted to in a relationship. I'll use mine for example.
Okay.
My Venus is in Aries, or I'll use my Mars. My Mars is in Aries. That's about action. So
Okay.
if you know any Aries, they're always on the move, you know?
Yeah.
And that's how I am. Like I always have to be in something. And if not, then they can be like stressed out and depressed if they're not moving or active. So I was a tomboy, played
Mm.
all sports growing up, and
Mm.
that's how Aries are, you know? Like they just have to be on the move.
Mm.
Energy. They tend to think fast too, you know, like
Yeah. Now, yeah, I had noticed that. I noticed that, and um, I mean, and actually, this ain't nothing against you. I wasn't trying to bash or nothing like that. Hold on. Sade said correction. Sade said don't be respecting Libras. My name isn't somebody. All right, girl. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sade. In all caps, Sade. Sade West, homie. I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me now. You know, she's my Libra twin, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to fight for us Libras. Also, man. All right. So, Ashley, have you ever dealt? Okay, based off of what we've been talking about, what's the worst sign you've ever dated? I need this from both of y'all.
Oh man, I don't know. I think the worst sign that I've ever dealt with, to be honest, was another Sagittarius.
I
Hmm.
gotta agree.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. And is it kind of like Madnix? You know how Madnix, when they have the same attractive pull, they kind of bounce off of each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is it because y'all had
Yeah,
too much in common?
yeah, I
Well,
mean,
they
I
both
think we
fire
all kind of
signs
like
too.
deal with the same person. Like he wanted what I wanted what I wanted.
Yeah.
Um, kind of weren't willing to compromise. I think too.
Mm.
Um, it was just I don't know. It was just crazy. I think too. He was very. It didn't help that he was like very egotistical.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I'm confident in myself too. So it's like he might say some crazy things to me. So when I come back out, I'm like, it was just a
Oh,
hot mess. I
yeah.
don't
Now,
think I would.
yeah. Hold
I
on,
would
Ashley. That's one thing I can
Yeah.
say. That's one thing I can say. On Mariah, you a Virgo? Okay. M- y'all got a motherfucking mouth on y'all. Am I right or wrong?
That is
Right.
very true. I
Oh
hear
yeah,
people
I
from my
can hurt
mouth
some
all
feelings.
the time.
I,
All the
man, there was
time.
one time. Hold on, man. Let me get my. Oh man, she said something so mean to me, dog. Like, oh, and she said it was so mean. I knew it wasn't true, but it's the way she said it. She made me
Mhm.
believe that it was true. And not
Oh
only
yeah,
did
we'll say what we have to say.
yeah, not only did she say it though, Ashley, she was like she not only just said the word, said it whatever, then she just kind of dissected it. And what I mean is, and that ain't shit, and that ain't shit, and that ain't shit. I'm like, God damn, like
Usually though, Sagittarius tell you the truth.
they
That's how
do.
they really hurt you.
They do.
Yeah,
They
they tell you
do.
about the
Because
truth about
there was
yourself.
a time when we were trying to get back together. Let me tell you this. There was a time we were trying to get back together, and you know what I'm saying? We had done our thing, you know what I mean? But I went to go use the bathroom, and man, I saw a condom wrapper in a trash can. And I was like, I said, okay, how am I going to ask her, what's going on? So I just kind of played it off. I was like, I said, man, there's a condom, you know what I'm saying, in the condom package in the trash can. She was like, oh, yeah, my brother, you know what I'm saying, he'd be, you know what I'm saying, because we were in her brother's apartment. We were watching her brother's apartment and stuff like that. So she had blamed it on her brother, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, I said, okay, and the fact that, which you guys both were speaking on this good trait from a Sagittarius, the truth, I believed her because she always told the truth. I was like, that's cool. I appreciate, that's whatever. Then later on that night, she called me and she's like, look, I'm sorry. I just couldn't lie to you like that. That was just, I fucked another guy, a few days before, we tried to get back together. And I was like, oh. In the back of my mind, I'm like, damn, I wish I could be that honest. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to take it, Ashley, Asia. I didn't know how to. I was like,
Uh-huh.
damn. Well, she put it out there. You know what? Yeah, I've been fucking with some hoes too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel so bad. You just didn't ask, but you just made me want to be truthful. And then it was like a weight was off our shoulders, and I fucked that ass up. I fucked that ass up that night. I was like, well, we gonna make sure that you forgot about the other day, god dang it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to drink my jungle juice and we going in town. Tell your brother I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? But that's one thing I do appreciate. Let me read some of these people's comments and stuff real quick. Josh it says Darius Balkin says, if you allow that, okay, it's what you allow. If you allow that attraction, as far as eye candy goes, you get to pick either. You get to pick either you're gonna deal with one piece or two. It's a generational thing. Okay, he said that. Going through, and we scrolling through here. Okay, everybody saying y'all preaching. Y'all are preaching up in here. What up, Deandra? You know what I'm saying? What's up? Are they preaching in here, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Are they preaching? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to stay within that whole realm of now. Okay, now let me ask y'all this then. What is it about? See, y'all talk about the same signs, like the people, the same. The y'all have so many things in common. Like you said, he wants what he wants, you want what you want. It almost seems like, okay, the cliche word when they say opposites attract, that's true. But I think there's a gray area in there.
Hmm.
All right. So when they say opposites attract, all right, does that mean, I'll bring up a situation? It's real amateur, but your man likes chocolate ice cream, but you like vanilla ice cream. You know what I'm saying? All right. Everything he likes is chocolate. I mean, he don't want you to fix his birthday cake with chocolate. He probably won't even eat your cake because you like yellow cake and white icing. You know what I'm saying? those type of opposites, you know what I mean? Like I'm just starting real basic, but when you have different types of opposites, are they the type of opposites where it intrigues you, where you learn more about them and you kind of tolerate that? You know what I'm saying? Or like how opposite are we thinking? And then
It
what are
definitely
some of the
has both
things?
of them has its
Okay,
pros and cons to both
so what are some of the
because
things between y'all? I'm asking, what are some things that you want opposite, and then what are some things that you want that are not the opposite, that y'all both have a you know have a common
I
denominator?
think it's always interesting and stimulating to learn something different that you don't know. You know, they can teach you something new,
Mm,
open your eyes to things that you've never seen before. But at the same time, you want somebody to, share the same things that you like as well.
yeah.
You want somebody to understand you. You want to be able to have conversations with this person and for the or if you have a disagreement, can you understand me? Can you comprehend
Mm,
what I'm saying, what I'm trying to communicate to you?
mm,
So sometimes like opposites attract can be, bad thing and it can be a good thing.
mm. And somebody said on here, they said, or why do good women attract back, not bad guys, or the other way around? So why do uh why yeah okay I'm gonna flip that. Why do good guys attract bad women? It brings, she said, it brings
Say,
excitement to the lives, and
lust,
we
look.
love that kind. It gives both an escape of their lives. Like, okay, that reminds me of that Jeezy song. You know what I'm talking about? Jeezy and Neo. She said you ain't no good, but you feel so good. She said that I gotta leave you alone. You know what I'm talking about? That's
hmm
kind of, she got the thug.
Yeah, we do.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get
Yeah.
it, and that kind of, So, is it true when 2 Chain says pretty girls like trap music? I think it goes deeper. I know what he means by that, but when you think about what trap music, is about, you know what I'm saying? They out there getting, you know what I'm saying, getting, it's like thug motivation, get out there and get that money, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever you got to do to get that money. Um, when he says pretty girls like the trap stuff like that, is it like more of a fantasy? You know what I mean? Because they don't really want to live that life, do they?
You talking
I
about the men
definitely
that's
think it's
attracted
more.
to the women,
Yeah,
or
like y'all don't want to really live that life, do you?
of course not.
So
I
how much can you take of it?
speak for everybody.
Is it just like a no? True. Okay. So I mean, is it just okay? So okay, I will ask y'all individually. So for you, for somebody that's about that life, right? And you may be attracted with that life, but you know that you may not be about that life. Like, I don't want to be a part of that life. Do you just kind of keep that kind of person as like as a boy toy or something like that? Like, how does that work with y'all?
No, I don't want a part of my life.
All right, so
I'm 37 now. I'm good.
you don't want that Jeezy. You don't want that. Let's get it. You don't want yeah. You don't want none of that.
It depends. Like I'm all about making money, but I want to do it the legal way,
Mm-hmm.
partnership way.
Okay.
I don't want to be in the street.
Hmm.
I got 3 kids to raise, so
What?
it's not just about me.
So what about you, Ashley? Like, do you just take a little snippet of that life or whatever for some excitement, or do you want something, more fulfilling?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I don't want anything about that life. Like, if I have to be rolling around with you and like always have my head on the swivel as to
I know.
we don't get shot at and all that type of stuff, like I'll pass. Like, I'm good. I can get enough of that listening to Jeezy, whoever on the train. Like, nah, I'm good.
Hey, hey, she said I ain't got my head on a swivel. Like we just trying to go out to eat, and you over here like, why is that bitch looking at me funny? You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Y'all going on a romantic date at like Valentino's or something. And you cow 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 cow. Like, god
Yeah,
damn it!
fuck
Can
all
we
that.
like we don't need that life. Mariah said his opposites has helped me become a better person by teaching me things I was missing, and vice versa. That's what's up. Good for you, Mariah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people that are in some good ass relationships like Mariah. She said he is from out north. Out north? And I'm from the country suburbs. It's how he carries himself. Hood mentality that can turn on when it needs to be. When it needs
Mm.
to be a true gentleman about his business with a hold on, with a good head on his shoulder. So a little bit of street savvy. You know what I'm saying? So you won't get dicked over in these streets, but then. Handling your business on the other side as far as treating that lady right, take care of your family. You know what I'm saying, making sure you playing your part. You know what I mean? Um, so guys,
I call it a dude having knowledge,
mm,
wisdom, and an education.
yes, some of the
That's what
some
I
of
call
that
it.
edutainment. You know what I mean? Educate me and entertain me. You know what I'm saying? Now, I ain't about that life. We can watch Boys in the Hood or something like that. We can act we can act like we live in that life. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely want to thank both of you ladies. Ashley, I'm so sorry we couldn't get you like on the video part, but as we're progressing, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna find more ways to make that a better transition. And I definitely love what you guys are doing. I'm glad Asia, introduced, you know what I'm saying, me to you, and you're doing some good things on your side. Both of you guys are, entrepreneur, beautiful black women, and you know what I'm saying. Just from me to y'all, like thank you guys, and I definitely just want to send positive vibes to y'all and continuing on doing what you're doing. You guys are going to be very successful, like you're not already, but I'm saying that success is going to continue to grow. And I'm just happy just to share this internet space with y'all and you guys giving up a little time, you know what I'm saying, from all the mess that's in the world right now and, just tuning in here and having all the audience, peeping in and checking out too. Is there anything that y'all would like to, end this thing on, anything y'all would like to say?
Yeah, I want to say, stay positive. Keep your faith. Worry about your temple. Like I know a lot of people feel like everybody needs to stay in, but if a lot of people are dying right now, let people live their lives. Let them live their lives. It's our responsibility to take care of our family and our bodies.
Mm,
Okay, it's a lot of shit going on right
mm,
now, and the only thing you control is you.
yeah.
So, look up what's best for your body. Know your blood type. Take that vitamin D. Uptake of vitamin D, vitamin C, iodine, all that's going to protect you. Okay, take care of you.
Dudes,
And
now ladies, dudes, like, don't get excited. She talking about vitamins. One dude had them eyeballs going across the thing, like, no, the real vitamin D. My God. Quarantine. Look what they doing to people. Um, Ashley, is there anything you would like to leave the ladies and gentlemen on here?
Yeah, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you having me on, and just to everyone who's been listening,
Yeah,
um, stay healthy, stay safe. Just know that tomorrow's not promised. So live each day like it's your last. Know what you want in relationships, and never settle.
that is a bet. And guys, on this note, of course, I'll link up with y'all after I close this whole thing off or whatever. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank everybody for coming through. All the Herschels, the Sade Wests, the Mariah Bevs, the Sunnies, the man, everybody else. I'm sorry, I can't read all y'all. DeAndra, Tatum, just a slew of others. Thank y'all for really tuning in, man. We trying to get y'all more involved in this. You know what I'm saying? This is what we like to see. You know what I'm saying? We want to hear the women speak, and I want y'all to stop being so shy. Y'all know me. Y'all know what's up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put myself out there before y'all do. I promise y'all. It's gonna just to make y'all feel better about it. You know what I mean? But I appreciate y'all just interacting. You know what I'm saying, with this nice little cast we got here, and until next time, ladies, this will definitely not be the last time because you guys have another entity that you're doing, and I would love to tap into that, you know what I'm saying, soon. So, um, we love everybody. This is your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And, yo, we out of here.
peace.
Peace.